What's up, everybody? Thanks for joining my channel, the best horror channel here on YouTube. Listen, I watched Blood Red Sky last night. I gotta talk about it. Was it good? Was it bad? Let's find out together. So you guys know from watching my history of horror that I love Dracula and vampire movies. So the thing about vampires, man, they get stuck into certain niches. And back in the Dracula days, and for the next, I'd say 30 or 40 years, they were always the romanticized, like long cape, trying to win over a woman, but also turn her into a vampire. That's the style that they had. And then 30 Days of Night came out a few years back, and that showed vampires in a much more aggressive, much more physical light than those olden times. And that's kind of what Blood Red Sky was. But also it mixed the two. It did a really good job of taking the aggressive vampire, but also showing the depth of how hard it is to be a vampire. Now, I feel like being a vampire is kind of like being rich, right? Being rich doesn't change you. It just spotlights who you are. So if you're an asshole, you're going to be a rich asshole. If you're a good person, you're going to be a rich, good person. It all depends on who you are at your core before you even become rich. And you can see that in this movie. There was this, the lead woman that was a vampire. She didn't want to do this. She fought it. She wanted to. She knew it was a cancer. She knew it was an evil, that she did not like having that. And seeing her wrestle with that throughout, seeing her literally struggle with the fact that she is this creature, she couldn't stand it. And then you get the one of the terrorists that turned into one that had a completely different mindset. He was looking for it. He wanted to embrace that evil, that dark side, that creature, and take it on. So this was a German horror movie that was dubbed into English. So if you have a problem with, or you notice that the lips don't match with the sound, it's because it was dubbed over. I have no problem with that. I really enjoy Italian horror movies, and they do that all the time. So I was at home and watching this movie, number one. What else I liked about it was the acting. The acting was good. The little boy in this movie was a phenomenal actor, and you can tell he was put in some pretty intense situations that a child his age should not need to see. And his mother was also a phenomenal actress. She was really good, again, like I said previously, at showing you could tell from the beginning she was struggling with something. What it seemed that she was struggling with was not what it was. That part, when that part came in, it was something fresh that you didn't see coming. And now, of course, unless you see the trailer, then you kind of know. I went into this one not watching the trailer on purpose because lately trailers have been giving away way too much. And I didn't even want to put myself through that. So I wanted to go into this kind of fresh. My brother and sister told me that it was good and that I should see it, but they didn't really tell me too much. And I like that. When it comes to horror lately, I want to know as little as possible and go into it and see if I'm surprised. And I absolutely was surprised because aside from vampire movies, I like new stuff. I like to see something fresh because vampire, like I said previously, it had been stale for so long. And even after 30 Days of Night, it kind of dissipated a little bit. Now, not only are they back, and they are back in a vicious way, but they're in the air on a plane. Never seen that before. That's something that I can't say that I've seen in the past. So I love that for that reason. And the villains in it were great. Dominic Purcell, who you might remember playing Dracula. He actually played Dracula in Blade Trinity. So a lot of people didn't like that movie. I liked it. I loved his portrayal of Dracula. He was another villain in this movie too, and he's a great villain. But I think the thing for me that really did it was, I know I'm repeating myself a lot, but what did it for me the most was the level of desperation that the main character showed in dealing with this evil within her. And that hadn't been spotlighted in the way that it should be in vampire movies. Because just like a werewolf, most vampires do not want to be vampires. They are turned by some kind of unfortunate whatever. And this is now who they are, what they are, and they can't die. Except for, obviously, what can kill vampires, but generally they cannot die. That's a very lonely and very scary concept, because you have to kill human beings and you have to live off of blood in order to carry on your life, your life, which, again, if you've got a certain mentality, you don't want to do that. Others wouldn't care. But the way she depicted the struggle was what I loved. So if you're looking for a really good, fast-paced, hard-hitting horror movie that's got some good acting in it, this is the one for you. I really liked it. I really enjoyed it. I probably give it a 3.5 out of 5. It kept my attention. My attention, sorry. The only thing I would say, to me, it ran a little long. I found myself kind of thinking it should have ended maybe a half an hour earlier than it did. But I was still entertained. I still enjoyed it. So that's my review, guys. What did you think? Did I completely miss the mark here? Let me know in the comments. Again, if you're new here, like, share, and subscribe. I'll see you guys next time.